reached there on 19th night. At 20th, we started our yatra.
Okay. And it culminated on, like, when did you reach?
27th.
Aisha's.
27th, yeah.
Oh, it was a 7-day yatra.
It was actually a 23-day yatra, na? The others started on 5th. But I joined on 20th. I couldn't do the...
Okay.
So you were silent for like an entire period, is it?
Yes, Anna. I took up immediately the day I went, the next day.
Oh, so you never spoke with anyone like who was part of that?
No.
Nice. That's very interesting, actually.
My parents surprisingly agree. Actually, the other day one Swami, his name is Swami Lavitra, and he was passing by here for some classes. And since we worked together for a volunteering activity, he said, he will try coming home, and he came home. My mom was very happy that Swami Lavitra came home. Ever since then, she doesn't really put a hold on. Especially when silence things came up, she used to be like, no, at least message or something. But this time she's just like, okay. She didn't ask me where the stay will be, what for the food, everything. She just agreed.
Nice. I think possibly because of you already had this like a done Kaveri calling volunteering, isn't it? So she already had that possibly might have been the background and everything. Yeah, so.
But Padayatra got me too emotional. I never felt this way before. Like every place there was some volunteers arranging food for us. We used to stay in temples. We used to stay in mandapams. You know mandaps?
Yes.
Marriages happen. It was, and that was the best time. Where you feel where you don't know where you're gonna have food. You don't know where you're gonna stay. Completely homeless. You just have the ratham. Oh my God. It was very unique.
Wow.
I got to answer like the first time that I had done Shivanga Sadhana, even I was planning to do that, but I thought it was too much for my family to take.
Okay. Like climbing the
No, not the climbing the mountains. I was talking about the Padayatra. I was actually planning to join it, but because I didn't want to, I didn't want my family to consider it to be extreme.
Yeah. I think like one of the reason like Kritika Akka had got this opportunity. One of the reason is like the Swami visited, and another thing is because like Kritika Akka is actually like between the studies, isn't it? Possibly that must be the reason also. So Kritika Akka didn't have like any other additional engagement till this point. Possibly that must be the reason. Yeah. This is always has to be done in between. That's why like even Sadhguru mentions that like Shivanga sadhana, what we refer as the sadhana pada and everything. So if you are in between, like just take a off or something like that. So if you are indecisive or if you are in between or something, that is going to like a highly empower and everything. Yeah. So you got the chance to like visit all the temples also. Yeah. So on the way.
Most.
Yeah. I think
go on.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah.
No, you might not remember it later. You say it.
No, what I'm saying is like most of the people actually go to the pilgrimage to all those temples also, but they don't actually prepare themselves to go to those temples because they will be coming with their friends or families, or they are just visiting as a tourist or something. So they may not be making the best out of those consecrated spaces, but since you are going with as a devotion and on the yatra, so you are already like breaking all the limitations already, isn't it, before you reach there? So and when you reach there, like you are already open and then you are available. So I think that is actually the best way to go for the pilgrimage. I think that is one of the reason. Yeah, you have heard about the coward. Yeah, coward.
No.
So this is what actually happens is like people who are living in the north, so they walk all the way to the south to the Rameshwaram, and then they carry the water and go all the way to the Uttarakhand again. So so those guys like you can see like with a stick only, they will carry the stick and there will be 2 pots with water.
Okay.
And there are many people like they go for the yatras, and one of the reason is like when you go through that one, you are preparing yourself for that one. But nowadays like even if people go to like a Kailash or something, people go on a helicopter or like people are taken there by horses or something like that. So just like Sadhguru mentioned in one of the video that most of the people want to go to the Kailash, but the moment they reach there, like they are so much tired and everything, so that like they want to come back as quickly as possible. So I think this the Shivanga sadhana actually, the Padayatra actually prepared, because you already know, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So you are resting in all these places, and then and there are like a lot of devotees also, like, and this is where the significance of Sangha is, like the community of seekers, isn't it? So Sadhguru's grace is always there, and then the ambience of those temples, plus the synergy of like all the devotees together. So yeah, it's actually great.
True.
Yes, Anna, you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I was especially Vinayak Anna and that I told that 70-year-old Anna.
Yes.
He used to like small few minutes of encouragement before we started the yatra every day.
Nice.
And he said, don't move like separate bodies with the ratham. Move as one form of energy.
Wow.
And that really pushed me so much. That's when I really understand. And this is the first activity in Isha where I used I'm not the body, I'm not even the mind. I never used this truthfully before. When small things, it used to be really hot. Tamil Nadu is really hot.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, it's just so irritating. At least the men are half naked, It just got too irritating. And I used to say to myself, out of nowhere, I just got this line and I said to myself, I'm not the body, I'm not even the mind. And 2 seconds, I used to have cool breeze.
Wow.
It didn't make anything better, but just 2 seconds, immediately after I said that to myself, I had this breeze, and I was like, okay, this doesn't matter. Adi Yogi is what matters right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I was saying I was mostly packing vibhutis for the villagers whom we were on the way meeting. So I
Okay,
was
you are like a packing and distributing the vibhutis, is it?
I didn't distribute, but I loved packing.
Oh, nice.
I was pulling the ratham. Others were distributing, and I used to keep the ready packed vibhutis.
Yeah, because you cannot communicate with everyone, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that was the reason. Yeah. Wow, that's very beautiful actually. Okay, yeah.
I didn't distribute. It's not that because I could not talk to anyone. It's just that I was more carried away with the pulling ratham activity. Interesting.
Yeah.
So at the end days, last 3 days or something, I saw one Anna on the other side of the road distributing vibhutis where the ratham is not there. Then I went and joined him because that side no Padayatris are there. Only with the ratham they are. The other side only this Anna,
Okay.
distributing vibhutis. Last 2-3 days I did that, and that was another ego breaking experience I had.
Wow.
So I did I did actually participate in every part of the Padayatra stuff.
Oh, nice.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, this was like I think one of the greatest I think period for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you move to like abroad, then like it is going to be more challenging for you to come back and be part of something like this again, isn't it? So.
Yes, true.
And I can actually relate to this one because I think Suresh Anna was also part of that one. You know Suresh Anna, yeah? He was there with a speak. Yeah, he's like a regular at these all these Padayatras, and not only that, he runs for Isha Vidya and everything barefoot also. So runs for barefoot marathon and everything. I met him during a volunteering meet as well as Samyama and everything also. So he's one of the Ishangas and yeah. So I thought he was also part of that one, but since you were in the silence, I don't think there's a possibility to have a communication. But anyways, yeah. So there are many people who go regularly. I think the number is actually growing, isn't it? So
yes. It seems it started with 3 people,
mm-hmm.
and until last year they had no Ratham.
Mm-hmm.
This year they had Ratham,
mm-hmm.
that Yogi vehicle, and that's why we did 30 kilometers every day.
Nice.
Not 50 kilometers every day.
Oh, they used to do a 50, is it, before?
Yeah, and they used to not and they didn't have a separate vehicle to carry their luggages, it seems.
Oh, they have to put on that one and they have to pull that one also, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
They used to carry their luggages and...
Yeah, I think previously I heard it was 14 days or something. That's why I think they increased to, because there are more people, they increased it to 23 days possibly. I'm not sure, but...
yeah.
Wow, man. Crazy, the grace of Sadhguru is crazy, insane.
Yeah, it's very insane.
People can do all this kind of stuff, isn't it? So.
And you won't believe I had no pain at all. No pain. Only in my soles were paining really badly. But by the time I reached home, that also disappeared.
Nice. Wow.
You go there, you get whatever hurt you need, but by the time you're back home, it's just all sorted. You're back to normal.
I know, right? I know, yeah. Even for me, when I finished the trek and came back, the exhaustion was too much, but still when I returned, it was all fine. It never even looked like I went through Shivanga.
That's so surprising, right?
Yeah.
Shivanga sadhana, you come back with no pain, oh my god. My brother, he went climbing, he comes back for MSR volunteering. I was so surprised that how is this possible?
Yeah. Grace works in many crazy way. Yeah. So Akshana, how's your going on? Did you have a chance to travel to Triple I?
Not yet, Anna, not yet. So it's pretty far from here, even though it is nearer to me, but it's I need to catch a flight for that.
Oh my god, yeah.
So I haven't really...
Yeah, United States is a pretty vast, so... Yeah. Wow, interesting. And how's the safe soil thing going on? So...
Safe soil is going pretty good, Anna. Right now, as of now, I'm still only with the e-media team. I'm planning to take it to the university and then ask them about it.
Okay. So you are now a part of the local volunteering team over there in the United States, or is still
somewhat it's not that
active as in India, is it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's very difficult outside India. Yeah, it's growing. Hopefully, after safe soil, most people will be aware of what Isha and Sadhguru has to offer. Yeah, so I think it will become more effortless afterwards. Even now, it's effortless. I think both of you have already mentioned, isn't it? So yeah, it's just the initial part is just the willingness. So once you start it, it becomes effortless. Just that initial push is little bit. Thing because the mind will always calculate, isn't it? So
yeah.
So devotion is crazy. Yeah.
This one also, I can totally relate. When I said yes to Padayatra, I was full on yes. Then when I told my parents, they also agreed. Then I got doubtful on myself. I'm like, can I really do this? How come my parents agreed? How come I didn't have to convince them? And then the day the leaving home process, no, throughout the way I was thinking, okay, something is going to happen within the first day. They might have to either drop me to the ashram directly or to home.
Oh, you thought that you will not be able to walk, is it?
Yeah, I thought something is going to happen. I mean, 30 kilometers, they are all are telling, how will you do it? How will you do it? I thought, okay, then it's surely not possible. I went, and then I saw all the other men. Like most of them were in silence and were in wild states, you know. They were not like normal. They didn't look at new people. They were just in their own way. That itself got me like wondering what's happening. Next day, I took silence. And 8 days, I don't know how I did it. It just happened. Just Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That's it. Over. 8 days. Just the willingness, as you said.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask whether the silence was part of the Padayatra.
Actually, people were allowed to choose silence 3 days in a rotation basis.
Okay.
But, you know, they were also given an option saying if you want to take it for the full of the yatra, you can do that as well.
Okay. No, but what if a villager, approaches you?
Yeah, we used to call someone who is not in silence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We used to call someone who... And that too, this was very rare, Anna. Don't think all villages asked for information. They were busy about taking selfies. I saw... And tradition is still there, you know, coming in front of Ratham, doing a namaskaram and taking a photo of that, you know. They were more concerned about that. I was just... they don't ask anything. For them, this and all doesn't matter.
Only 4
They might know they were completely into it and they know the story.
Maybe.
No, some people don't think that some people might still think that, okay, some people know that this is a way of life also, and some people might think, oh, these guys are weird also, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So what are they doing and carrying all this thing? Everybody's going to job, like a school, family, work, yeah.
That's also true. Some places we were totally ignored. Some of them, this time I think most of them, as far as I saw, were very devoted.
Nice.
But some of them I overheard saying in Tamil, the local language, I heard them saying, when we stopped for a break for Sadhguru presence, we used to just sit off on the roads, the side. And I overheard someone saying, just go, no, what are you doing? Your work is to take the Ratham, why are you waiting here? You know? Something like that. And someone else, when someone offered vibhuti, he just pushed it away. The vibhuti fell down.
Okay.
Oh my God, that hurt me so much. But I don't know.
No, even at least he reacted, isn't it? If you understand the way of the Shiva is, yeah.
Yeah.
So if it does not, if you don't respond in any way or react in any way, yeah, it's fine. But the moment you hate or love, it's actually the same thing of the both side of the same coin. So at least he hates it. That basically means it has penetrated him in some way, isn't it? Yes.
Maybe,
so
yeah.
No, that is the true everywhere, because the person you absolutely hate or something, can you remove them from your mind? You cannot do that, isn't it? Yes.
No, yeah.
So same thing, he'll be thinking about that one, he threw it out or something like that. Yeah. So
True.
yeah, so it's a good thing. At least he did that one, and afterwards slowly people will come into that. Because people who are unaware or sleeping in certain way or something, they will not do anything. They will just if a beggar is sitting over there, yeah. So the only choice is if you see and then if you feel that beggar needs something, you will give the money, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
Yes.
But if you think that this beggar is just making money out of us and everything, if you think that way, even if you think that like okay, I'll not give the money or something. After a while, like you will feel something, isn't it? Maybe I should have given. Yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah.
so like
This at the same time, I saw people who a beggar
Mhm.
who was really digging for money in their bag and pockets.
Mhm.
She was feeling so bad that she's not even finding a coin.
Uh-huh.
Somehow she found a coin and she made sure she puts it in the undi.
Uh-huh.
And you should see the joy in her face after putting that one coin.
Wow.
And other one handicapped person, they made sure that person comes. There is Sadhguru Padam in front of the Ratham,
Uh-huh.
and he wanted to make sure he takes the vibhuti from the Padam and goes.
Uh-huh.
We saw people like this also, and some people who washed our feet,
Wow.
the Padayatri's feet. Like after seeing these people, that was nothing, Then all that faded away.
No, I'll tell you. The main reason what actually happens is like there are various types of seekers. Okay, yeah, and I may not be the best person to discuss this, but based on my experience and everything, like how different seekers turn out to be, bhakti yogi, kriya yogi, karma yogi, or whatever it is. If you want to take charge of everything, then you can go with all of them at once. But most of the people, because of their karma or like the social situation they have and everything, it's not possible for each and everybody to do that. For example, like when I was going to the Kailash or something, like what actually happened is like if you know only 10% of the people like who go for the Kailash parikrama actually completes the circumambulation, which is known as the Kora in Tibetan, and come around again after completing the parikrama, which is 52 kilometers. But what actually happens is like most of the people are so much busy with their life, like looking after a career, job, family, children, or something growing up. They reach to the Kailash only if they are successful enough to save enough money, and they reach there like towards the later time of their lifetime. Makes sense? Yeah? They are already old. Yes. So because of that reason, like most of the people, even though they go to visit Kailash, like they will not be able to like do the climb and go around the hill. Okay, Kailash. So because of that reason, like when we came and then went and came around, those guys actually like bowed down and touched our feet also. Makes sense? Yeah? So basically for them, like they also wanted to do it, and it looks like whatever they could not do it, which they desired, somebody else is capable of doing it. Makes sense? Yeah? So for them, like it looks like going beyond divine stuff or something. Because of that reason, the same thing happens, because many people like they also wanted to go similar kind of pilgrimages, like what the Shivanga Padayatras did. Yes, yeah, they also had that kind of desire, but because of some reason, like social limitations or like certain kind of compulsions or something, like they were not able to do it. Yeah. So when they see that like somebody else was able to do it, and that's why like it touches their heart, the core of their heart. So I think that might have been the triggering part, isn't it? So yeah. So it's a beautiful thing, like and in
Padayatra,
yeah.
the English people don't join mostly.
Uh-huh.
It is mostly the localites who join, and they are more devoted than us. And
yeah.
I'm surprised why the English-speaking community of Isha are not joining here. Surely because of the social limitations. But you should see, Anna. I really wanted you to see the people there.
Yeah. Even like you might know that like one of the people who actually said in India also, like when I was about to attend the BSP in India, so like at the Isha Yoga Center, so I attended the first Indian BSP, Hindi BSP. Okay, the BSP was offered in Hindi for the first time. So
okay.
one of the Anna like was at the reception counter. So what he actually mentioned me was like you really have to, you are very lucky that like you are actually attending the BSP in Hindi, because what he said was like he has actually did volunteering for like a mini BSP for Tamil people and in Hindi also, yeah, because Samyama and like a BSP Shunya, they were offered one in Tamil and Hindi only, Tamil and English only in the past, yeah. So because of that reason, like what he said was like he had actually seen, okay, so Tamil people going crazy, like they just let go of everything, yeah. So they hear the name of the Shiva, they are ready to die also, okay? Yeah, not willing to die, but at that moment, like they can let go of everything. They are in the state of like a total abandonment, like which is not possible at like for the other, like the people coming in, just like you said, like English, yeah, for the foreigners or someone, yeah, because this society does not teach them to dissolve themselves, yes, no, to become no one. So because of, I think like because of that reason, like what he also mentioned was like when like Indian people comes into a certain kind of program, like it's completely different. So you are completely true, Akka. So yeah, the cultural
not
significance.
necessarily Indians, even Indians being who are not speaking the local language. I saw very few Hindi North Indian Annas.
Ah, they have not attended, is it?
No.
Possibly, I think like
Tamil people who don't know English at all, and very few English who are Indians. I don't mean foreigners. We should do it first, and then expect it from them.
I think like that is one of the reason. I think like the reason possibly might be because the Padayatra does not actually take place from like the northern part of the. That will be too far also, yes, yeah. So
no, there are some who joined from Mumbai. They came here.
Okay.
Many parts of the and it's not just Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. There was one Ratham from Pondicherry, one from Kanyakumari.
But they are still like a part of like the South India, isn't it?
South?
Yeah.
No,
Tamil Nadu and everything. Yeah.
They came.
Okay, you are saying like English speaking people, is it?
Yeah, not whites. I'm talking about Indians who North Indians. I mean, I'm sorry if I used English people as the maybe. I meant the English speaking community of Isha.
Okay.
Who are South Indians and from India, but not joining Padayatra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly become because like they got educated and like they got involved in jobs and Bangalore and everything. That's what happens. So.
Maybe. One Anna was saying every time because I got married and my life has got finished, it is so difficult for me to come to any Isha program. I'm only coming for Padayatra. And then he's advising me when I'm in silence, you don't get married. You will get finished. In that he's a Kannadiga. So he was talking in Kannada slang. Finish. Marriage. Finish ho
gaya. Don't use his name. Yeah, I'm like actually recording this. So.
No, I won't use. I don't know his name.
Okay. Yeah, I meet a lot of people and everything, but see, like what I really want to tell you is just like Sadhguru has mentioned and everything. If you just want to get self-realized and everything, and then you want to blissed out or something, marriage or no marriage has nothing to do with it. Okay, but if you want to become like what Sadhguru has offered is not only self-realization, but if you want to become like the top hardcore Kriya Yogi, and then if you are willing to in future, like if you want to consecrate or like you want to explore someone, or the highest potential is like a Chakreshwara. So like if your goal is something like that, then marriage is not an option. But if you just want to have a self-realized life, and then then like marriage or no marriage has nothing to do. The only thing is like how you can handle it or not. That's the only thing. But with marriage or something like that, what actually happens is your life will tend to become like an elephant. Okay, elephant based in why I'm talking about elephant is not because you become big or you are just eating, but it requires a lot of maintenance all the time.
Anna, when some people they could not maintain silence because they were married and had family.
Yeah.
It really got difficult for them to manage.
Yeah.
But curious to know this. Apart from Padayatra or any family being Ishan meditator, Sadhguru says you choose to get married only for the need, right?
No, there are like different elements into that one. Yeah, not only that one. It's a need always, because see, like for example, like we are here and there are like basically like 4 needs. Okay, the first need is eating, second need is sleeping, third need is reproduction, and fourth need is your self-preservation. Yeah, so there is nothing other than only these 4 needs. We might be thinking that we are doing millions of things and everything. Whether we might say like, okay, I'm going to look for a job or something. Why are you going to look for a job? Only these 4 things, isn't it? Yes, nothing else. So basically, like Sadhguru has mentioned that like when you are getting married, like people get married because of the physical need, which is obvious thing. Even if you know or not, you are physically attracted to someone, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So physical need is there, obviously, and there is psychological need, because people want to feel secure. Yes, yeah. That is a psychological need. Because like people say that, okay, if I go somewhere, when I come back, will my stuff will be there or not, or like a certain kind of stuff, yeah, food or something. Physical, these are also part of psychological need. And then there's the emotional need. Okay, emotional need. That is where like the Shivanga sadhana is a bhakti yoga. Okay, it is a bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga basically means now, before like you had emotional need because of your survival need. Yes, your body is there, and your body knows survival only through reproduction. Okay, that's how we are here, evolves gradually. So now like because of that reason, you have certain kind of emotional need with your family members, with your friends, whatever your identity you have taken, and most importantly the opposite sex. Okay, who are you are attracted to. But now what actually happens is like if everything goes well, like there are certain kind of people like because of their good karma or whatever, I don't want to judge or something like that, but because of all that reason and so on, what usually happens is people do not go through up and down that much, or even that is they're capable of handling that one very easily. But there are many times like what actually happens is like whatever is coming from outside is always temporary. Okay, yeah. So gradually like whatever you thought the source of your emotional and everything is actually going to be impacted. Because of that reason, like we want to replace the love with a devotion. Yeah, because for devotion, like you don't need anyone. Yes, yeah. But because like it's it does not need any object. Even if that object, like even if you want to choose object, that is also completely fine. But that object is permanent, isn't it? Rather than the what we call as like a love or as a like emotional need or something. And there are like other needs also, like a social need is also there. Social need basically means like if you are from a the Kannadiga, then like your parents expect you to marry the Kannadiga person. Yes, yeah. So all that kind of thing, and not only Kannadiga but also from your like a social family circle. Yeah, okay, yeah. So social needs and everything. And if you even
after these,
yeah.
Say suppose you get married at 30.
Yeah.
And you're done with your needs at 40 or 45. After that.
No. See, like whatever need you are talking about is in life, there is no such thing as you are going to complete your needs. Like there are certain kind of needs that is fulfilled immediately. For example, like you want to go to the university and you want to pass and then get the certificate. Yes, yeah. That is a short-term need. You will be completed with their karma and you'll get out. But there are several kind of karma that will have what I refer as like needs lot of maintenance. Yeah. So for example, like you were born. Yeah. So like have you been eating when you were born? No, you have been eating, isn't it, when you were born? Yes.
Okay.
Immediate. Yeah.
Eating in some form?
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Okay, yes, I've been eating.
And are you still eating?
Yes.
Yeah. So like if you're still eating, yeah. So that's a part of what you refer as a maintenance. Yes. Yeah. So same way, like some karma, whichever you have.
some of them will be done immediately. Yes, that will be done, and then like you will become free of it. For example, like I gave you the example, you want to complete some like get some college degree or something. You go to the college. Once you pass out of that one, and then like it's done. Yes, yeah. So that does not may not need like that much of maintenance, but like when you got married and you got children or something, like you will still need like a lot of maintenance. Now like I think one of the question you might be asking is, for example, like you had like a certain kind of like got married and everything, and you will get now my need is gone or something. It's not that actually. It's just a psychological game. Okay, so let me tell you a very simple example. So when we say that okay, like I'm done with it and everything, for example, like I'll tell you, some people like we said like okay, like the same Anna like who told you that sab khatam ho gaya and everything, you will go to the ashram, and after sometimes like you would want to go back home again, okay, to his family and children or something. Yeah, that is obvious thing. Yeah, for example, I told you like that one Anna like who actually when one of the Anna was offering the vibhuti to another person, he threw that vibhuti away, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So same thing. Okay, so it is not actually like too much of a different thing, because like what actually happens is if you use your mind, the mind will always look for new things, not because like it's a bad. Okay, the mind is a tool for survival only, and the mind will never come to like come to clarity. It can never come to clarity. The mind can never come to clarity. You try yourself and see, like the mind will always give you like options, because the main reason is like it's so powerful, so that yeah. So basically, like what I'm saying is like the mind is so powerful. This is very, very important what I'm about to say. Okay? So the mind is a survival tool. It's so powerful that it cannot stay without completing anything. Yeah. So for example, like let's say you do not know anything. Yeah? So the mind will try to complete that as fast as possible, because like without the complete information, the mind will become restless. So I think like you must have also realized, yeah. So like you are stuck with some problem or something, the mind will try to like give so many options, isn't it, to you? Yes, yeah. But the problem here is the mind will always look for the completion and everything. It will become restless. But now the problem arises is like we got so many ready-made answers. Yeah.
Right.
So because of ready-made answers, it does not actually lead us to answer, but like it creates more confusion. Now, but the another way is also true. But if you do not take the ready-made answers, then like you'll become a seeker. So because of that reason, like the mind does not know that like it is right or wrong or something. The mind does not actually care. Okay. And the more information it has, like the better your survival is, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
Yes.
But like the only thing, like the mistake what we take it is like whatever comes in the mind, like we always take it as a the truth or absolute or something. And the entire process of like meditation and everything, I think everybody, if you have read or something like that, since everybody is practicing, the objective is not to conclude anything, but to access the dimension called chitta, the awareness and everything, which Sadhguru has already mentioned in many, many videos, that like it does not have a trace of memory. Okay, because memory is neither true nor false or anything. The memory is just the memory bank. Like if we want to make use of it, that's also good. So because of that reason, like the mind will always say that okay, what you have, it will struggle. That's why like Sadhguru has mentioned one time that in many videos also he has mentioned that like if you are not married, what you want to do? You want to marry, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
Yeah. He talks about problems and all.
Yeah, and when you got married, then like you got a problem, and when you got married, now you think that okay, let's have a child, and then like I'll be happy, and then you get a child.
Yeah.
So like nothing wrong with it. So like whether you have a child, don't have a child, or something like that, it has nothing to do with it. Yeah. So you have seen like a Sadhguru as a father, Sadhguru as a husband also. Yeah. Yes. And Sadhguru as a guru, like he plays so many roles like effortlessly.
Yeah.
And he just like composed a song also, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. For the Sapes also.
Yeah.
So.
Hey Anna, you were talking. You were telling you will make a video on how you are single so long. You were Akshay, na? So Ramana was saying, he'll make a video on how actually he remained single. So
See, like there are like too many videos like I had to made like but the weather was so cold and everything, unforgiving and everything. I could not sit down, and then I could not make a video by like covering myself in a blanket, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
So last few days like I created one video like eventually like because the spring is coming up now. We're in Uttarayan now, so but I think like the global warming is taking a toll. It's the weather patterns are like pretty crazy. So yeah, hopefully I'll make a lot of videos. I got like a lot of videos, possibly that might be there. But one thing like I'll tell you is if you want a short answer and everything, like see what actually happens is many people actually ask me these questions. Yeah, so some people will say, are you married or not, or have you found someone, all that kind of stuff or something like that. So see like don't take this as like a literal advice or something like that, because if I tend to go hardcore or something, it may not be socially helpful for people, but at least like it is working in my family and everything for various reasons or something like that. They're fine with like how I'm going, because one of the reason is like see, if you want to have your own life or something like that, then you need to be little bit capable both socially also, as apart from like spiritual also, because I think like I learned a lot from like how Sadhguru actually handles everyone. So and I also like undergo certain kind of my own limitations also many times, because I expect like sometimes I expect people to be ideal and everything, ideal seekers and everything. I used to get disappointed a lot, but I think like I know like how to handle those kind of disappointments. I don't actually think everybody to be the way I am, or maybe like my way is the perfect way or something. But coming back to like if I want to give you like a short kind of thing, like how to remain single. If you want to remain single, then you might be actually torturing yourself, like if you are not designed to remain single.
Single.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically what actually happens is like in the ancient traditions, Sadhguru has mentioned that like nearly 30% of the people used to be like the brahmacharis or spiritual seekers, and that was the general theme. But if you see like maybe it might be the Padmasambhava or someone, like we actually went to the Tibet and we actually started the Vajrayana, which is known as a Tantric Buddhism. Many people will not hear this audio, I know, but people like who think that like a Vajrayana is the Buddhism, like it's not actually Buddhism. It might sound like a crazy wacky and everything, but but coming back, if you see like the tradition of the Tibetan Buddhism, if you may or may not know, if a Tibetan Buddhism, Tibetans has got like let's say 3 child or 4 child or someone, so the second child after the first one, whether it is a son or a daughter, the second child will always become a monk. It is an ongoing tradition.
Naturally,
Yeah, it is a law. It's a kind of a law.
I wish it was a law everywhere.
So like it's like that. If you go see like why it is so is because the first son actually has to continue the generation. That is the first thing. Because people will think that I don't want my lineage to cut short or something like that. That's what they do. and then the the youngest son or daughter is the the dearest to their mother. Makes sense, huh? Yes, yeah. So he is the the smallest or something. So the middleman is middleman. I do not know whether you guys fall into the middleman. I'm not no one to say, but the middle.
The second child.
Yeah, yes, the second child is the middle out, because I don't want to go into how they come up with that one, but I've already actually told you the reasons already. But anyways, so basically a 33%.
Can you just give us some points regarding that, like why?
No, I've already given you the point, isn't it? The first son is going to continue the lineage, and then the youngest one will become is the dearest of the parents. So because of that reason, 33% of the people actually become the monks. Okay, so that's how it is in the Tibetan Buddhism or the Vajrayana, which is still ongoing process. That's how you will see a lot of Tibetan monks and everything. Now that thing about, but what actually happens is we have already mentioned that initially we had a discussion on a lot of things about karma also, isn't it? Yes, yeah. Karma is basically the software, and with certain yogic practices and everything, you can either create the distance from your karma, or you can even change the karma, or you can dissolve immediately also. Yeah, there are various ways you can do it. Certain kind of mastery is required and everything. That's things apart. But why I'm coming back to the karma and everything, why it is so, because if you don't do anything in your life, if you just sit down and everything, certain kind of events will take place in your life, whether you like it or not. Most of the people will say, that's why they say, oh, my love of my life and everything. Yeah, people will say that. Yes, yeah, or love, first love, true love. I'm fall in love with this person, and then they will see all this kind of thing, because this is basically what, this is the karmic thing happening. It has nothing to do with God. This is nothing to do with the thing or anything. It is because you are born as a man. Let's say you are born as a man, and you got male hormones. So you will actually this is also a karma. Okay, so so basically you are attracted towards a certain kind of things, and then certain things happens, and then you got attracted to someone. So I told you there are 4 types of needs. Only 4 types of needs are there in your life. These are eating, sleeping, reproduction, and self-preservation. Because of all these things, everything is going on. So because of this reason, because of the karmic thing or something, what actually happens is some people cannot see few steps ahead of their life. Okay, for example, some decision you have to take in your life, they cannot see beyond certain steps in their life. Their actions are very immediate. Okay, for example, something happens in their life, they can only handle that one. But there are certain kind of people we can actually see steps beyond that immediate activity. For example, a certain kind of situation comes in your life. Now they can actually see beyond. Okay, what is going to happen if I do this? What are the different things that can happen? Yeah. And there are certain people we can actually perceive things far more, which are not directly related but indirectly related. For example, a Sadhguru. Okay, Sadhguru can not only see the immediate, he can see the things in steps ahead, and things that are even indirectly related, because everything in the existence is connected, interconnected and everything, but some of the things takes into the effect immediately. Some of them will have certain kind of butterfly effect, yeah, and some of them will be changing very slowly. For example, at the moment we are seeing the the Mount Everest and everything, yeah, we say it's the highest mountain in the world, but people were living in the same place, if you know, there was an ocean where the Mount Everest, Himalayas is at the moment. There used to be ocean, okay? But that is moving so slow that we don't even know that the ocean has become the mountain. Okay, that is how things are. Okay, that is how things are. And at the moment, everybody is looking into the direct connection. They are able to see all this direct connection of population growth, and then pollution and everything. But like the soil and like what is goes through and everything. Like only Sadhguru is able to perceive that one. Although like scientists have been able to find out with like a lot of things, but he did it with his own perception. He didn't have to like go to the lab and do all that kind of thing. Although like they actually like supported all that kind of things to come to the certain kind of I wouldn't say conclusion and aspect, but they came to like final outcome that like okay, this is how things are. But now like coming back to the marriage or something like that and everything is basically, see, most of the people will think that they have got 100 years to live. Okay, yeah. If you ask anyone, they will say that okay, like a human being lives for 100 years. Yeah, yes or no? Yeah, that is how they calculate it, because like is it a fact? No, it's not a fact. Okay, it's a myth, and everybody has bought into this one. Okay, 100 years. Yeah, human has a life of 100 years, and now like and not only that, people will think that okay, like I'll live forever also. Yes, yeah, and they forget about it. They forget about their mortality. They forget about like how long they are going to live. So like they have been caught up by all these things. Yeah. For example, I told you like initially like the hormones will hijack them, just like Sadhguru has mentioned. Yeah. And once that will take care of that one, like hijack and everything. Now initially like it will feel good and everything is going well, and like there is a attraction and repulsion is also there. See, the difference between the devotion and then the love is just like you guys have already experienced and everything. So love is bidirectional. Because of that reason, there is attraction and there is a repulsion always. Without repulsion, your love cannot exist. Okay, just with attraction, your love cannot exist. You will get bored very easily. Okay, and but devotion is something like there's attraction only. There's no repulsion, and that's how like it's effortless. That's why like love will require a lot of effort. And
Sadhguru says if you want to maintain such relationships, hold it with the dead or the God.
Yeah. So that's why I told you that like once you get into the relationship, like it will require a lot of maintenance. Okay. Now again, like I'm no one to tell you like what is good for you. That's why I told you initially also. Yeah, this is a very dangerous subject because so may not be dangerous for you, but like dangerous for your parents. Because the survival of the entire like generation depends on that one, isn't it? So what you are going to do. Now coming back, so what actually happens is now you took like 100 years of your life into the consideration, and that is also completely fine if you do it. And then like but how you are going to live it, that's also, let's ignore that part also. Now people will think that okay, like now if you think 100, whatever we call as 100 years can be reduced down to, let's say we come back to 1 year, let's say. Okay, 100 years is a too long period. Let's say 1 year, we came back to 365 years days. Now like if you even because like 100 years is like not very much manageable, you cannot actually perceive that long. Sadhguru can do it 100% without any issue. Many people might still be able to do it. Those people who are able to see beyond like I think like your managers or like in your interviews, people say like what's your 10-year plans, 5-year plan, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So they are asking you like what's your visionary. That's like a visionary question actually, but they're actually asking you for the survival of their company. Makes sense? Huh? Okay. They're not asking you like whether you are a visionary. Okay. If Sadhguru was asking this question, he is asking you whether you are a visionary or not. But your manager or your college person is actually asking you, are you reliable enough to keep my company alive? Makes sense? Huh? Because if you say like, oh, in 10 years, like I'm going to be with your company and I want to go to this role, they will be very happy and they are going to hire you. Yeah. But if you become like a seeker and you will say that, I don't even know what is going to happen to the next moment, like how I'm going to plan for 10 years. Yeah. So you'll be sacked. Okay. So this is how the seeker is. Seeker does not have any plan for the future. Okay. Only visionary is that. Now coming back, now like, we cannot manage what is going to happen in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But at least like you can think about 1 year, what I might do or something. You have some like a gray, some brief idea. But now like if you see like even if you live 100 years or 1,000 years or something, it's just a repetition of a same day, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes, yeah. For example, like from the day you are born till now, and then what you will be spending. Tomorrow morning you will be waking up. You will be doing the same thing what you have been doing today, yesterday, and every day, isn't it? Yes. Maybe some activities might be different, but it's the same thing. You wake up, you do your sadhana. Let's say somebody will not even do sadhana, and you will eat food. You will do whatever needed to keep your survival going, or you can do volunteering also. And then like at the end of the day, you are going to sleep again. Yeah. Now, in this time, like you got only how many hours you have in a day? Do you have 24 hours?
No.
Seriously? How many hours you have?
Maybe 19.
Rarely even
Maybe 15.
8 hours.
You have only 8 hours, isn't it?
No, depends on.
Yeah, he's talking about like his engagements and everything. Yeah. And that also like you need to use like the
Not that out of 24 or only 8 hours is available out of 24.
No, like removing all the other stuffs, like for a general being. Suppose even.
Yeah, you have to go to the college, attend the lectures, yeah, volunteering.
So, you're saying 8 hours is the only thing available?
No,
Pardon?
like I'm saying that, not Ramana. He's questioning me. Like, is it only 8 hours? Is it only that? How much time? Like,
No, like I'm saying, like in a day, like how many hours do you have? I'm asking.
There's 24.
24.
Yeah.
But we end up having around maybe 17, 18. At least, okay, 15 average.
Yeah, okay, 15 hours you have in average, isn't it? In hand, yes?
Yeah.
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 Let's say now, like, what are the dreams you have there? This is the priority. Most of the people will not think this way, yeah. And like I mentioned you that that's why like what Sadhguru says is like in some of the things there are certain kind of things in life that you do, yeah, yes. To get in is very easy, okay. But after that, like like I mentioned earlier also, it takes lot of maintenance, okay, yeah.
And they'll get what?
No, then like they will get feel like stuck, and then like they just need to maintain that one continuously.
Okay.
So that is where like I gave you the example of like becoming an elephant, isn't it? Yes, yeah. But again, there are many kind of people based on their karma. Some people like they like connecting with people. Yes, yeah. Some people are naturally like volunteers. Okay.
Yeah.
So for them like it's good. For them like if you want to become full-time volunteer or like you want to volunteer, then marriage is a good thing for you. Okay. I'm not saying like a good thing for you, but like that is a trend I'm seeing in Isha. Okay. So everyone who goes to Isha and become full-time volunteer, they get married very easily. And not only that, they get married like not one intercaste, international. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of pictures like that. Okay, from the ashram. So like that is what it is, and not only that, like and the vice versa is also true. Like if you are already married, then like you become like a good volunteer also. Again, I'm not the person to make this comment, but anyway.
But Anna, I want to add, when you said that other Anna, when I shared you the incident, that life is over if you get married.
No. This is just the mind game. This is just the mind game. See, like I'll tell you. Yeah.
You said right. If he stays in the ashram for long time, later he would slowly wonder on when to come back.
Yeah.
When to get back.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone, not only this person, anyone is looking at ashram as a
Escape.
source of comfort, escape or comfort, then it is obviously bad.
Yeah. Correct.
You
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Like yeah.
It's great, right? If you truly feel you want to stay at the ashram forever.
No, see, like I'll tell you various reasons. This is like a multifaceted question. Okay. Yeah. Or multidimensional question, different as well. So see, like this is like a very. It completely depends on the person. For example, if you are so much hardcore in everything, yeah, yes, yeah, you will not even ask this question like should I get married or I should not get married. Makes sense? Huh?
Yeah.
So you will directly go to the ashram. You become a full-time volunteer. If you get full-time volunteer, then there's a risk you will get married again. I'm not saying risk, but it's a good thing for your family. Okay, it's a good thing for your family. But you will become like a brahmachari immediately. Okay, yeah. Or if you are so much that like you are hopelessly in love with someone, like without you always need another person, like I'm not saying as a limitation, also it's an empowering thing also, because when man and a woman come together, they can do something like a man or a woman single-handedly cannot do it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not only about like a reproduction. It's not only about reproduction. Reproduction is one thing that cannot be done by a single man or single woman also. But only when a man and a woman come together, only then a house becomes a home. That is the first thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Only a man and only a woman can make a temple. That is 100% guaranteed. Okay, because you don't need the another person. But to make a house a home, a man and a woman is needed. That is first thing. And another thing is, even for the Dhanalinga to be consecrated, a man and a woman was needed. Okay, because Shiva cannot be created, or like I wouldn't say like a created. That would be the misnomer. But what I'm saying is like yeah. So like without having the like a male and female, you cannot actually consecrate. So that's what it is. So again, like this is not like what is good or right or wrong. Like it completely depends on the person. I've been asked this question by many people. So not everyone can become a brahmachari, and not only everyone can become a householder. Okay, so and addition, like many people are in between. Okay, yeah, but if they are in between, then like if they are already married, then like they are meant to be married. Because like there's no other one.
People get forcefully married, no?
No, it's not only that. It's not only that. See, like I told you earlier also, isn't it? Yes, yeah. There is a certain need and everything. Like I know, like there are certain pressure are into the place or something like that. Yes, yeah. That basically means like you are lying to yourself, isn't it? Yes, yeah. Again, like I'm not a person to like judge anybody's life or something, but based on my perspective and everything, what actually happens is like if you are meant to become a brahmachari, you will become a brahmachari no matter what. You will not ask any question. If you are meant to become a married person, you will become married. Okay, I've seen like I told you, like initially like I used to be disappointed because like I saw
but is it not choice that makes you do something?
No, there's no choice actually. This is
Because saying it, I kind of feel it's not a choice.
This is not. I'll tell you like see like this choice thing is also like a very like highly multifaceted stuff. See what actually happens is
Just 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
That choice thing will fade away if we continue. That's what I'm saying. This Swami Lavitra, no, Akshana.
Yeah.
He's elderly, really elderly. I don't know his age, but he's elderly. And it seems when he was a college student, he walked into one of Sadhguru's webinar. I mean, not webinar, like a program.
The actual program, yeah.
Yeah, in the local tents they used to hold it. And he walked into one of them, and it was 150 rupees fees, it seems. Okay, and he refused to pay that. But the volunteer asked him, will you pay now or later? All that thing happened, and he paid. And it seems he thought when that photo, every class there is Sadhguru put in the front, right?
Right.
With flowers. He thought this person is a hunter and is dead. And they have put flowers for him. And to this guy, I have paid 150 rupees. He clearly said how he started with, this is how he started with Isha. And now he's a brahmachari. So I don't think it's a choice. You don't know how he entered there, how it happened.
I'll tell.
The reason why I asked is because I saw a YouTube clip of one ma who took a brahmacharya, but before that, like she was told by Sadhguru or someone, like she is not like for this life she is not supposed to be a brahmachari. Is what I I'm not able to put it in a proper sentence.
Yes. What you said is correct. Like this, you are actually like literally repeating what like Kritika Akka was saying. You just proved that one again. Makes sense? Because again, like it is proven that like just like Kritika Akka was saying, like Swami didn't had a choice to become a brahmachari, isn't it? Yes. Same way here also, like it was not her choice to become a brahmachari. Makes sense? So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is the same thing.
But the way
He's not meant to be. I think like Jay Shetty, he came out of it, right? After 5 years.
Yeah. I'll tell you like, the beautiful choice. This answer is going to answer. You guys already know the answer actually. Why? Like we discussed about the karma as a software initially, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it will play out. It is playing out. That's why like
do you mean then in the it's not the choice, or is it just the karma that makes you choose that?
The first thing, the karma is the yeah. Yeah, I can back now.
I can mute myself if the noise is too much.
No, it's fine.
There's too much noise from my side.
No, it's fine.
I'm standing in the balcony, so.
No, it's fine. Like the background sound is like actually quite exquisite. So basically, like this is actually like a very beautiful question. So based on my understanding and experience and everything, what actually happens is, whether you become a brahmachari or like whether you become a householder or whatever you become and everything, if you do not know how to handle your karma, which 99.99% so far at least do not even know like they are being controlled by the karma. Makes sense? Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
For majority of the people, it's just the recording playing out. Makes sense? Huh? For example, forget about like your choices and everything. Yeah. So, do you get hungry? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you get hungry by choice? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you get hungry by choice?
No. Okay, yeah.
do you get like a sleepy by choice? No, isn't it? Yeah. If you look by this way, 100% of the activity is already programmed. Makes sense? Huh? Yes.
Right.
And when you're born, like there are certain things, and people might also argue that okay, like it's the society, like which is actually making you, all this kind of stuff and everything. But you must have seen, yeah, like even in your family, like two people are, grown up by the same parents in the same family situation and everything. Two people are completely different. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. Some people are so angry. Some people are very kind. Some people is meditative. Somebody is very like going after money and everything. Yes. Yeah. Even if you put the same programming through, there is certain thing that is going to play out differently. Makes sense? Yeah? That is what like these like as you have seen like a death book you have read if you have read, Sadhguru has mentioned out like so many different kind of karmas. Okay. Yeah. Memories. Okay. There are like atomic memory, there is like a genetic memory, there is elemental memory, there is a karmic memory, there is like various types of memories. Okay. So because of all these things, like it is going to play out now, but is it going to play out by itself? No. Like there are different aspects also. You must have heard of the Runanubandha also, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Runanubandha is basically a depth kind of memory, a memory of a depth. Okay. Depth basically means, for example, like why we are all meeting at the moment, why we are having this chat, because we have certain thing to do the transaction. Makes sense? Eh? Yes. Where there is a transaction, there will be a depth always. For example, we all feel gratitude to Sadhguru. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. And that is the depth. Yes. Yeah. Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So because of that reason, like we want to give the Guru Dakshina as a form of the like volunteering or whatever we can do. Yes. Yeah. We want to repay back which cannot be paid back actually. Yes. So same way, like we don't want to go beyond like this lifetime threshold, but like if you go beyond previous life threshold or something like that, you might have heard about like a Sadhguru Sri Brahma and then like his failed project for Dhanalinga, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So there are many people who actually failed, okay, who were disciples of Sadhguru, and you might be aware that like the people like the Annas like who actually I think his name is Prem KV and the Binodanna and everyone. So like they are creating the new documentary on Sadhguru Sri Brahma and his disciples, okay, core disciples, okay. So when Sadhguru Sri Brahma found that like he will not be able to complete the Dhanalinga in his lifetime, he left his body, and then like his disciples, some of the disciples waited for a long time, and they also like left their body, okay. So after that, what actually happens is like in this lifetime, when Sadhguru has to reconsecrate the Dhanalinga, he had to consecrate the Dhanalinga. So all the people, his disciples, got pulled towards him. Makes sense? Huh? Yes, yeah. So without knowing or not knowing. So basically, like the Swami, like Kritika was asking about, was also one of them. Makes sense? Huh? Yes. So what actually happens is there is a software which is going to play on its own now, and there is something known as the grace. Yes, yeah, okay. So grace is something like I don't want to go too much deeper into this one. I think you guys must have already experienced that one also. So basically what grace actually does is it creates a distance between you and what you are not. Okay. Now, finally you realize that like you are not getting control. For example, like what I told you, isn't it? Like for example, we discussed about the choice, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So now you realize that like whatever is happening, most of the things are not my choice. Yes, yeah. Now you want to gain control. Okay. When you gain control, that is where the meditation process is. So that is where the freedom comes. But finally you realize that you can completely become free only if you leave the body consciously. Makes sense? Yeah? As long as you own the body, you inherit the body has its own karma. Okay? It's just like, let's say you are a pilot, let's say, okay? But you are given a bike. Can you fly your bike? No, isn't it?
No.
So even though like let's say like if you want to use the spiritual jargon, let's say you are the Atma, you are the Paramatma, you are like a immortal soul or whatever. Okay, let's say you are the Aham Brahmasmi, let's say. But now like you have inherited the body, yeah. And now like if I started insulting you, like are you going to become angry? Yes, yeah. Most of the people will get angry, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes, yeah, yeah. So basically, like it completely depends upon the limitations and the possibilities are unique to the identification we have taken and everything. So coming back, so the main thing is like see, that is the main reason. When you say like it's my choice, yeah, you actually become a prisoner yourself. Okay, that's why. It Isha and even Sadhguru says, if you know what the Karma Yoga is not about doing volunteering. Karma Yoga is not about helping people. Do you know what the Karma Yoga is? Anybody can say what the Karma Yoga is?
Action, exertion, right?
Yeah, that is one. That, but how does that happen?
Your karma.
Yeah, but how does that happen?
By, physical volunteering and your
Something
yoga,
which is not your choice.
Yeah, like Akshayana is coming a little bit closer.
Something which is not yours to choose. Like, you just.
Yeah, because the moment you choose, you can choose only based on your past experience, isn't it? Yes, yeah.
First
physical
experience.
actions
Yes.
are chosen, right?
Pardon?
Physical actions.
No. See, okay, like I told you, yeah, so like in your entire day, let's say, yeah, in a span of day, 99.99% of your activity, whatever is going on, it's all automatic, yes or no? Yes, yeah. The breathing is happening by itself.
You are walking by itself. You are eating by itself. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The thought process is also going by its own momentum. Yes. Yeah.
So basically, that whatever karma yoga is basically doing it consciously, right?
Yeah. Consciously is Yeah. Consciously is like a one aspect of it. Yeah. But there is a very, very important aspect of it. So the most important aspect is it's not about what you do. Yes. Yeah. It's about how you do.
How you do it.
Yeah.
How you do it.
Yeah. That is the entire crux of karma yoga, because when you know like how to do it, then you go beyond your likes and dislikes. Makes sense? Huh? Yeah. Because your choice comes from your like likes and dislikes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then that is like what is going to multiply the karma. So
Yes, Anna.
yeah. So like karma yoga
What
basically.
about willingness, Anna? What about willingness? If you don't consider it, like, if it's not choice, then does willingness make you,
No, choice between like a choice between you have option, isn't it? Choice means you have option. Willingness means like there's no choice, isn't it?
correct, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Choice means like you have option. When you have option, then you have a choice. Yeah. But when you say willingness, like you don't have a choice. Yes. Yeah. For example, we are already born. Yeah. So we are already born. Like eating or not eating is a choice. Maybe like whether you want to eat a sambar or a pizza, you have a choice. But like if you eat a pizza, then like your stomach will start to say something. Yes. Yeah. If you eat pranic food, like it will say different thing. That's a different aspect. Yeah. So that's how like when we do volunteering and everything, like there are certain activities like your family members have said like this is something like let's say like you need to sweep. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. People will say only this should be done only by the poor people or like people from certain kind of places. Yes. Yeah. And they will say that like okay, driving a car is like a bad job. Yes. Yeah. You have to become doctor, engineer, or whatever. Yes. And when you are doing the volunteering and everything, now like initially like you will feel bad also sometimes. I used to feel bad actually. Okay, when I was doing in the ashram initially volunteering. Yeah, because some people will not show up at the volunteering. Okay, there are a lot of people. Some people will come at their own time, and then sometimes like there are not enough volunteer. You have to do a lot of things on your own. But slowly like I had like a certain kind of experiences and everything, and finally I knew the significance of volunteering. Okay, because and that is why like I tell everybody that like if you want to go for the advanced program, you have to do volunteering at least for a few days. Okay, so if you do few days of volunteering and if you go to the advanced program like Samyama or like a BSP or even like a Shunya or something, it has like you'll have like a lot of advantage against yourself. Okay, because the only barrier is yourself. Yeah, because like there are a lot of things that happens and everything. So that's why like what Sadhguru has mentioned is like family is the best place for testing your like spirituality. If you can handle it blissfully, then like it's really good. Yeah. But that is what it is. Like why like even though like volunteering is not about helping people, or why we are doing all this volunteering, because it's needed. Just like Sadhguru has mentioned already, also it's needed in the society. So for him like he does not even need to be willing, because he sees the entire existence as himself. Okay, so he doesn't even need the willingness also. He's just using the willingness for us. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I think like we went to the choice and everything. Yeah, going away.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was confused about that.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the Karma book, you can read it again. So coming back to the Kritikaka's question that like being single and everything, the main thing is like coming back to 24 hours, whatever a day, how much time you have, isn't it? Yes, yeah. So I do not know. I cannot, like I said, mentioned earlier also, like I cannot actually generalize whatever like I said, because I think like the choice and then all this kind of stuff may also be there, because there are many people I've seen like who went to the ashram and they stayed there for sadhana pada or like for a long time,
and they found out like it didn't work out for them, and they went back home, okay, and they got married and everything else, okay. One of the reason is because they are not spiritually matured. I'm not the one to judge again here, okay, because if I'm talking about somebody else, this disclaimer should be there. So their karma is not, like I was told that, like although everything seems like a karmic cycle and we don't have control over that is where grace comes into the play, and that is where like you see that you are trapped, okay. Finally you know that everything is automated and everything, compulsive cycles and everything. This is where like I told you, there are 3 ways to handle it. One way is you let it play by itself, but you don't create a new karma, which is the karma yoga and everything. The second way is like you dissolve the karma very rapidly. Powerful spiritual processes are there from Isha. And then the third one is basically like you distance from it, okay, so that like it doesn't touch you. So these are the things, okay. So like how different ways to do it, like all these things are like if you are doing all these Isha practices and everything possible. But if you ask from my perspective and everything, like see what actually happens is, if you want to push the threshold of like like I mentioned earlier, even like a previous discussion we had also, I think like we have already discussed this many times also, that if you just want to have a self-realization, if you want to just be happy, joyful, blissful, ecstatic all the time and everything, whether you're married or not married, it has nothing to do with it, okay. It has nothing to do with it, because that is your true nature, like I told you. But if you want to explore, okay, now you want to explore, okay, what is this entire life is all about, what is this existence is all about, how things works and everything. If you want to know the entire mechanics of it, then just hardcore sadhana is not good enough. You need to push it, you need to burn yourself, your body is going to break, your body will fail, your mind is going to break many times, everything. You have to break a lot, okay. You need to break a lot, because there is like Sadhguru's grace is there and everything. You can make use of it, you can accelerate very fast, you can burn, break and everything, and like you have to do the sadhana up to the point like your body cannot take it anymore, your energies cannot take it anymore, and like it is into the threshold and everything. I have reached to that threshold many times and everything. And why I'm telling this is like when you reach the threshold, some people will think that okay, like this is the limit and everything, but that is not the limit. That basically means I'm not still matured enough to like handle that one. That basically means I need more sadhana, okay. So even though I was doing like when I was in Bangalore, like I was doing around like 7 to 8 hours. Sometimes like I used to push it to 10 also. It was like quite difficult. Like when you reach to the 10 hours or something like that, after a few days like it will fall down, okay, very easily, and your body cannot take it anymore and everything. And nowadays like it's going around like 5-6 hours and everything, because a lot of things are going on, volunteering and other stuff also. But intensity is same. I'm still like getting it back to that one. A lot of things has to be conducive and everything also. But yeah, so like if you look from that perspective and everything, even like like I said, like it completely depends upon your like what you want from your life, okay. The priority comes into the play, and this is where like the grace, okay. Now this is where the actual choice, conscious choice will come, okay. Initially like the choice we're discussing at that time was a different choice. Now this is a different choice, okay, because the choice what we are discussing about, this is why I told you it's multifaceted, okay. The dimension what we are talking about initially does not apply to what I'm talking now, okay, because when we're talking about the choice initially was from the perspective of us as a body and mind. Makes sense, yeah? So when you are acting as a body and mind in a society and everything, there is very little choice, because you meet with friends and families and everything, your food choices are going to be the same, everything is going to be the same. But now like when you have like a certain kind of spiritual experiences, you are a hardcore seeker or something like that, now you have a choice, okay. Finally this is the choice you can make because of the grace. If you don't have a grace, You cannot make a choice, because what is going to happen is, even you hate, let's say you are in a marriage, you hate it, you will break that marriage. I'll tell you 100%. If you, let's say you got divorced or married or something like that, now you will fall in love with another woman and you get married, but it will be the same woman again. It will be the different woman in the name, in the body and everything, but it will be the same, because it's your karma that is attracting the same kind of woman. Makes sense? Huh? So or like you might break up with one person, and you will meet the another person, and you might think, oh, okay, this is good, and or something like that, and then like you will repeat the same process. But sometimes like you might get the opposite counterpart that is going to fit, but that happens only when you are not looking. Okay, if you are looking for it, you will find the same person again. Okay, if you are not looking, only then miracle can happen. And that's how that's why Sadhguru also says that like the divine can happen to you only when you are least expecting. Okay. So same thing happens. Now like what the choice I'm talking about you now is not about what you want to do or something. Now this is where finally you got the priority. Okay, you got the priority. Now you have to stay. Now see, with Sadhguru, like you have different possibilities. Just the self-realized life, or you just want to have a dance, or like you just do volunteering and everything. If you do a lot of volunteering, you can have a best life. You can have, but you cannot transcend, like just like Sadhguru has to offer, the highest level has to offer, that will still be missing. Okay, maybe like some here and there, like a lot of things will happen. You'll be attending a lot of programs and everything. That's completely different things. Okay, I'm not saying like it's not a good thing. Again, completely depends upon each individual. But if you want to really go beyond something, then you have to push everything. You have to push your boundaries. That's what Sadhguru is talking all the time, isn't it? You have to push your boundaries of your physicality, your emotionality, your psychological aspects, and you have to energy barrier and everything. If you push all the threshold and everything, and then that is where all is about. And then you'll have more clarity on what is after. For example, if you look from a perspective, I got spiritual experience, everything is fine, everything is going well, not bad and everything, but now I know that I can push further. Okay, now if let's say in the morning I'm doing the sadhana, and if somebody will come from behind and then say, okay, the salt is over, can you go to the shop and bring the salt? Yeah. Or can you help with this? Yeah. If a child is crying in the another door, yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah. And you're gonna do that. See, that's why one of the reasons why silence is very, very important is, initially it's very, very important, because why it is so is, I think I had made a video earlier also, some of you have already known something known as the pratyahar, isn't it? Yes, yeah. Silence itself is not everything initially. Okay, but silence is something that is going to lead you to pratyahara, and only through pratyahara. Then if you go gradually, in Yoga Sutras, it says comes the dharana, dhyana and samadhi. But if you have enough energy in your system, then you can access the grace of Sadhguru, and you can directly go to samadhi and even beyond that. Okay, you don't need to go through the dharana and dhyana or something like that, because now if you ask me, I don't even need to go through a dharana and dhyana anymore. Okay, you can directly go to samadhi immediately. Okay, that is a possibility for everyone. Okay, but now will I be able to maintain that by having a married life, or a family or other things? Yes, obviously, that is a possibility, because something is, once you have access to something, you cannot lose it. Okay, that is the beauty and then the bane of memory. Makes sense? Eh? Karma. Okay, because something you hate it, you absolutely hate it, you want to forget it. Can you forget it? No, you cannot forget it. Yeah, something very beautiful things happen in your life. Now do you need to remember it all the time? No, isn't it? It will remember by itself. Makes sense? Huh? So karma is neither positive, negative or anything. It's just a software. Okay, if you know how to distance from the bad memories and everything, it's good. If you want to make use of your memories, it's good also, because whatever you are having your for example, you went for the Padayatra and everything, these are the good memories. Yes or no? Yes, yeah. They remind you of the possibilities. They remind you of your possibilities, what is possible. Okay. So they are good in a way. Okay, memories are not always bad. So like this is how one have to use them as a fuel. And if you just ask like directly, if the question is directly asked to me, there are more to be done, and like I'm not even scratched like maybe like a 1% of it. What is possible, because preparing the body is like a very, very difficult task. Okay? So you can stay in that kind of state for a long period or something like that. You cannot like stay every day like in the same state like every day. That's why like I'm making some changes, calibrating myself, which actually works best or something like that. That's a different aspect altogether. Again, completely depends upon your priority and like what you want in your life and how much time you can create for yourself. Okay, that is very, very important. If you cannot create time for yourself, you cannot do sadhana. And although like there are certain kind of meditation and everything that you can do like a 24 hours also engage in everything, but there are certain kind of processes like that will require like the dedicated involvement and everything. And for that like I don't think like it's possible, at least okay at least from where like I'm right now in my you can say like progression or like whatever it is in my path and everything. I think like time, you need to create lot of time. Okay, so if you have time, then like you can do the sadhana, take few hours break, and then you can do the sadhana again and take few hour breaks, and then do your sadhana again, take few hours break, and then like you can do your sadhana or something like that. That way also you can do it. Okay? That is another strategy. If you do continuously and everything, then like the physicality and there are a lot of aspects of it, and then like that is not going to help. Yeah. So time, the main objective of like if you want a very, very short answer, it's about like creating a time. Again, like people might also argue that you can wake up early in the morning and do all your sadhana in the morning and go with your life and everything that way. Actually, like it does not it does not work that, at least for me. Okay, maybe like there are other people like who are capable of doing that. Yeah, I think Kritika like that answers a lot. Yeah, I think what you asked. Or you still need like another video.
Video, no, you answered it. It's fine.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things. For example, like see what actually happens is, let's say like tomorrow like you'll meet like the handsome hunk, okay? Not like in the Sankaran Pillai story or something. Unexpectedly you met like everything clicked together. Yes, yeah. Everything going well. What's wrong with that also, isn't it? Yes, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that one. But the only thing is like you should evolve from that one. That's the only thing. Again, like if you want to evolve, like that is not going to work. But see, like you need to keep options open. Okay, if you are uncertain, that's what it is. And to come to the certainty, like is only through the life experiences. Okay, and which I have plenty. So. At least from my perspective, okay. But are there like miserable people like who are married? Yes. Are there like single people miserable? Yes. Are there married people very happy? Yes. And are there single people very happy? Yes. Isn't it? So there the existence has no such rules and conditions that you need to get married, you should not get married. Although like the society requires people to get married to stay together. That's how like we have been capable of reaching to this point, and that's how like the Hinduism way, and like not only Hinduism but like many cultures has brought marriage as like certain kind of ritual processes and everything, so that it can actually like elevate people also. So nothing wrong with that one, yeah. But completely depends upon the priority. Yeah, so. So Akshayana, like is it early morning? Is it yours?
Not early, it's around 11 a.m.
Oh, 11 a.m. Ah, nice. Yeah. So Akshayana, like when you are planning to come back to India?
was planning to visit India again this year, probably during summer. I have not yet booked the ticket, so
Okay.
looking forward to it, going to ashram once again. Visit the ashram once when I'm there.
Yeah, I also need to come back to India and visit the ashram again. So. But see, like one of the reasons, like why. No, you go ahead.
And I was also planning to have a trip for like Arunachala.
That place you need to go. Yeah.
And that's unfulfilled, so need to go there.
Yeah, hopefully, like when I have a plan or something, like you can inform me if
Sure, yeah.
If there's like a certain kind of thing, then that's good. Yeah. So one of the thing, like why.
In Nepal,
I'm at home at the moment. After the COVID. So basically, like one of the thing, like many people who go to the ashram and then they start missing home, and then like when they go to a home they start missing ashram. One of the main reason is like they are not carrying the ashram with them. This is the thing, like a Sadhguru has always mentioned, because what he said was like, I think like there was one akka, like we actually asked Sadhguru that she said that like I've now come to the ashram as a full-time volunteer. I want you not to throw me out, okay? Yeah. And Sadhguru says that like there are only two reasons like I'll send you out of the ashram. One way is like you are so bad that I need to send you out, or you are so good that like I have to send you out as the Ishanga. Makes sense? And when somebody is sent out as the Ishanga and everything, they are like carrying the. I'm not saying like everybody is capable or not capable. I should not be judging that one, but everyone like who is Isha meditator, they should be carrying the like ashram with them. Like for example, like for me, like whenever I meditate, like I feel that like I'm sitting in front of the Dhanalinga. Whenever I'm doing the Hatha Yoga, I think like I'm doing it inside the Adi Yogi Alayam. Yeah. And whenever I meditate, like I think like a Sadhguru is just in front of me. So that way, like you don't need that necessity of go all the way and everything. But one thing is like one have to exhaust all this. Like I'm not saying like it applies to each and everyone. Everybody, I'm not also saying that like everybody has to walk that way, because everybody is completely different. Okay. So everybody finds their own expression and own fruition and everything. So that's how it works. Yeah. So like everybody is doing the best they can and everything. That's what it is all about. Yeah. I think like we had a good discussion. Like it was a really great to hear from like Kritika Akka's sharing. Like I really loved it. And I want to say that like
call with you, so it was great.
Yeah. I want to share that like
for me,
yes Anna. Tell.
For me, it's been quite some time since we had this kind of call, Anna.
Yeah.
Really great to get back.
Yeah. So Shivanga is the only sadhana like I have not done yet. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So basically, what actually happened is like I did my samyama, and then I had lost a lot of weight. Okay, so like I was having like the dip in my like a blood pressure also. So it was like a pretty bad for me, because I was surviving only on the raw food while preparing that one, and then after like 6 months, and then like samyama sadhana came, another samyama sadhana. Okay. And again like the another like fasting and everything that way, and after that like I could not like actually gain weight. So and that was one of the reasons. I think like I could have taken it, but like my sadhana was like already too many of them. And this is what I was talking about. Okay, so like there will be like a lot of sadhanas and everything. It's up to you like how you want to do it. So if you want to do all of the sadhana, then like you need to devote certain type of period, and there will be like a lot of compulsions and a lot of things of your body, mind, and everything also. Okay, so you cannot just say that like, okay, I'll just do my sadhana and everything. It doesn't work that way. At least for now also, like I still got like a lot of compulsions also, yeah, because as a body, as a mind, as an emotion, and as energies and everything, they all have like a certain kind of tendencies and everything that will slow you down a little bit. And the only thing is like just like one thing what reminds me of Sadhguru is the one of the key reason is, for example, let's say like you want to climb the Velingiri, let's say, okay, yeah, you want to go to the top. Now if you are going alone, you can reach there just by dragging your body also, okay, even if you cannot walk, you can reach there somehow. But now like if you want to climb that hill, now like in the beginning, let's say you saw that, okay, I want to take my wife with me, you carry your wife on your head, okay, because they don't want to go. Now after that you add your like parents also, because like they are the dearest one. Now you carry your children also, now you carry your job also, and you're like all the chaos that is happening in the world also, yeah, yes. And how fast you are going to reach there, okay, you may still reach, I'm not saying that one, but it is going to be very slow process and very grueling process, so that like eventually like you will maybe you will find a very cozy breezy place, beautiful place, and you will start having the picnic, and after you had a picnic you will forget about the going to the peak. So so this is a very beautiful story. I just like added a little bit of masala again, but this is what the summary of what Sadhguru has said, okay, so. Yeah, so it completely depends on like what you want from your life, and this is the choice that comes with a spiritual practice, okay. If you don't have a spiritual practice, then you don't have a choice. Okay, then I think like that's it for today. So hopefully like next time we will have another conversation again. It was really fruitful. I'm very blessed to be among people like who have done these things and everything. So yeah, great. Yeah.
Yes, Anna. We'll have a call again.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Kritika, for sharing, and thank you very much, Akshayana, for joining the call again. Yeah.
Thank you for
We'll have
your
a
call,
call.
Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes,
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Yeah, sure. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram, Anna.
Awesome.